Hello and welcome to another live stream with ducks, and more ducks. Well, not quite yet on the screen, but we'll get them. Nope, not ducks on the screen either. Welcome, Mr. Twollerford, Nico, Major Geeks, Belly Button Stuffer, Barry the Tone, Max Arceus, Mr. Veddles, Mads Mello. I haven't seen you in a while, I think. Welcome. Reckless Triss, Pavlov. Welcome as well, and everyone else who is here, Twinkle Chews, Kitsune Sam, thank you for the 52 months, Major Geeks. How are you all doing tonight? I'm nearing the point where I can double duckify the park. It's not too expensive, I think, so maybe someone else will be ahead of you, because lots of people do have enough points. I'm tired, but fine. Well, being tired is good sometimes. Does that mean you have done a lot? Is that why you're tired? I just had a bad night's sleep, which can happen. Anyway, let's continue the park. It's all the way down here. I've done a lot in the past few days. I've done research in how maps work, which is fascinating. I mean, I knew kind of most of it roughly, but I've done exact research into it, so you know what kind of video is coming. Bad night's sleep. Well, hope you have a better one. A map video. Yes, not next video though. Next video is a different one. But the video all about maps and cuddly toys is coming. 30 streams in a row. Now that's a big streak. Look at that. Okay, so, bit of context. Carriglow Valley, made by Mr. Twaddlefoot, is a scenario where we have to get 2 million park value. That's a lot, but we also have to pay back the loan, which is more than 2 million. It's also a lot. Now, we are researching the cash machines, it's just taken a while. We have done only stalls for most of the first stream. And we're still not there. But we're gonna get there eventually, then we're gonna make a ton of money. We're gonna make an absolutely massive park. And we're just gonna get those guests. Oh, I'm excited. 2 million value is much easier with one-click refurbishment. Yeah, but still gonna have to do it manually. You know, there's a cheat for a new game, so to manually refurbish all of them. Look, Mads Mellow's rich. And I thought you weren't here that frequently. Maybe I'm wrong? Or maybe you just have been saving these up for a very, very long time. Duckify the park. Nah, that's more like it. Do we have ducks still? No, that means we're gonna get a lot of new ones. Should I tell him exactly how far down the cash machine is in the research list? No, you shouldn't. But you know, I know that there's a limited amount of stalls. And I think we're at least like halfway in how many there are in the game. You've probably just added all of them. Might take like 3 more years. But I don't care, I want it. You know, we got quite a good number of rides to build in the meantime, so that's fine. And let's start with the headbanger. I still absolutely love that. Just, you make this thing go fast and then you just do that and you're completely safe. It can't crash. It's the Concussion Maker 3000. I have no idea how much speed it's still gonna have there. Drown a new guest with a lot of money. Feed it to the ducks. 100. They can spawn richer. 130. Well, that's the richest then. I didn't remember how rich they could exactly be, but 130 is quite a lot of money. I bid thee goodbye, 4377. Ah. The sound of death is the sound of forgiveness. Okay, I missed how far they got. Let's see. Okay, well, they're making that hill. Barely. I'm desecrating the Swiss flag. The dinghy is so shite. Yes, it is. I am gonna make this wait for full load all the time. Otherwise, there might be issues. But yeah, the dinghy is absolutely gold shite. I think it's the worst water ride. I mean, well, not the worst, because you got the submarine, right? But it's quite terrible. Worse than the river raft. The river raft is not too bad. We don't have it, so I can't demonstrate it, but it's not too bad, you know. It can do a decent throughput if you build it right. And it gets decent stats, you can charge a decent amount for it. I've forgotten any kind of specifics, really, but I remember experimenting with it a bit. And it was alright. There we go, that looks better. Okay, so if they are guests, yeah, they still have 25 kilometers per hour there instead of 3. Welcome to the difference. That is, as usual, a massive difference. Oh, it's gonna rain. How about if we toss a little footpath in between? So that we have a little bit more than just the square. And that we can put a top spin in the middle. Didn't I last time? Yeah, last time I put a footpath through one of these squares, I also put a top spin in the middle. Well, I guess tradition is tradition for a reason. Don't know what that reason would be, but you know, let's pretend I'm doing an intelligent thought through thing, even though in all likelihood I'm not. But I would like to feel intelligent for once. Hey, Mr. Welcome. Thank you for the 29 months. Some more flat rides. Daddly daddly da. And I think we can fit another go-karts down here. With a lot of carts. Just got the soft toy stall. Yay, just what we needed. Not even overcharging for the pirate ship. No, because that means I would have to lower it later. And that's effort. You know, I would prefer to not overcharge now so that I don't have to lower it later. Roller coasters is different because they make a ton of money. But the pirate ship doesn't make that much anyway. Save a Spark Award. Wait, who said that? Who said save a Spark Award? It's not allowed. I'm not used to getting positive awards anymore. Because I played a version where you couldn't get them. Now this queue line is gonna need TVs. Because people be waiting for a longer time. Five laps. And we'll do $10. It's not gonna make a lot of money, but I want to charge a lot for it anyway. Yes, I know I'm inconsistent. Je ne pas de care. They don't deserve TVs. Well, maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I'm gonna give them anyway, you know. There are more things that are unfair in this life. And even though these bastards don't deserve a TV, they're getting one. I would have expected more guests to flow through this entrance, but apparently not. Right, how many cars do we have? 19. Can we only get 19? I guess they do end... Yeah, they do all go all the way over here. Very obscured, although I think you can see the back of one. What is that bright orange pixel? Surely that's the back of a car that I'm not selecting currently. Yes, that must be the back of that card. Game is broken. How many guests be on the ride? 14. 18. Okay, there we go. Yellow's in the lead. Yellow is expanding their lead. White is doing good as well. White is catching up to blue. That means they might also catch up to yellow. They've got 5 laps. Well, 4 more now. They just need to pass blue. They have passed blue. Let's see. They're taking bad lines though. They seem to be catching up a little bit to yellow as well. Yeah, well, not a little bit, very much. White is going to pass yellow. There we go. White's now in the front. And I don't think White's going to give that up because they're faster than yellow. Blue is far behind, and behind that the gap is massive. I mean, White is about to lap the other blue. Oh, he's lapped yellow now, the other yellow, and he's about to lap blue, the other blue. He's going to get stuck. Now stuck behind purple. Not Come on, just go past it. There you go. One more lap to go. And then white will have won. And some of the others didn't even get to complete their 5 laps. Because white is now doing a victory lap and everyone else needs to stop. And which means that about half of them I think only got to do 4 laps instead of 5 because white lapped them. Okay, what's going to be the excitement? 6.48, that's pretty good. Are we placing bets? I mean, maybe, but I'm not going to look at this right again. Not just like I did now, so good luck figuring out the results. Why don't we only have half of the urban theming? We have a petrol station, a town hall, and nothing else. Well, the 2 walls, but there are more buildings. So why don't we have those? I guess that was just a limit. I guess we ran into the scenery limit. Because there is a limit of however many scenery pieces. It's far been embiggened in OpenRCT2. But yeah, there is a limit. Look, you can even color these doors. They all got their own cannon, of course. We need bikini ladies. Well, we don't have bikini ladies. We only have vanilla, well, like base game, so no expansion scenery items. So we're gonna have to make do without sexy bikini ladies. I hope you guys can, you know, pull through the stream without seeing a woman in a bikini. I know you usually do see them during my stream, so I understand why you're upset, but it's gonna be a challenge for you. This is why you need to have 2 screens, right? So you can stare at an RCT2 bikini lady on the other screen. No ladies today. Oh, we have a lady. We certainly have a lady. There you go. Have 3 ladies. There's 3 ladies for you. Didn't encounter any limit there, just more of an oversight with the urban theme when I didn't fancy resorting the inventions list. Had I gone back into the object selection window. Fair enough. But yeah, ladies aplenty. Do we have any other ladies in the senior item, or men? We have, of course, I mean, 1 man here, 1 lady. It's probably gonna be a man on the top of this horse. And he says horseman, not horsewoman. Although that's a woman. The Sphinx is female, definitely. Hey, thank you for the sub. Sphinx. Haven't used this in a month. Well, I'm on it. See what else we got. Is that male or female? Probably neither. The panda, we don't know, I think. Lots of these have nothing. Oh, there's kings and queens. There's the queen and there's the king. The bishop is in all likelihood a man. I mean, this is called skeleton, not explicitly Mr. Bones, so it could be Mrs. Bones for all we know. Here we have a snowman, which is so patriarchal. And I think we've gone through all of them. Well, we don't know what the dinosaurs are. Did you just assume that Sphinx is gender? I'm pretty sure all the Sphinxes are female, right? Or have I just not got that right? Check the hips on the skeleton. Wider hips equals more likely to be been a woman in life. I'm not an expert on hip bones, so you could tell me anything and I would believe it. Diabetes has broken down. Good. Good. Screw diabetes. I have an uncle who has it and it's terrible. I do have a feeling diabetes has already been fixed, so I don't think it lasted for very long. That was broken. What is the most profitable ride in the park? Well, first of all, how many are too expensive? Quite a few. Should be better. Now we'll wait a bit to see which is most profitable. How is this many log flumes safe? I think you mean this many boats? Because we're looking at the dinghy slide. Like from a realism standpoint, it isn't. But from a Roller Coaster Tycoon standpoint, well, they all have to be fully laden, so they can't really catch up and it's fine. Marcel the decorator, Asian bones, something else. Isn't that how most people just do decoration in this game? Just random bullshit go. I mean, it's worked for me. Do we have a looping coaster already? No, we don't even have a looping coaster yet, which is the most common coaster type of all. I think we can do ultra steep lift hills. Right, train should be long enough. When you look at, you didn't mean the actual log flume attraction. Oh right, we were looking here, yes, because I was doing the pagodas. I mean, this ride can't crash, so you know. Who am I to care about safety? This is the most ridiculous drop ever. Hang on, I want it to be more ridiculous. And in the looping coaster, looping. That's not the first one. The looping coaster is called looping. We also had one in the densest Diamond Heights. Welcome to the diagonal steep turn, or diagonal steep drop. Second train doesn't make it. Yeah, it's cut off, which will not be a problem when it's actually finished and operational. Well, there's some reason, Cluttery is quite simple. There's no track here for it to spawn on. Okay, how fast does it actually go? Because I might have a problem with lats. No, that seems fine to me. Oh, hang on. Can we... Yay! That's fun. Our last stream we were making fun of people who say certain things are manly or womanly. You know, how pink is not manly color, and we were saying like grass is not manly because it's soft, which means it's girly, and only rocks are manly and dirt is manly. It was fun. Ridiculous, but fun. It's so weird, the pink-blue association used to be flipped. Yes. It is very weird. I mean, that entire concept is weird, right? But it's not just men versus women. Because there's tons of other stuff that just don't make no sense. For example, when we were in high school, when we were in first year of high school, the bridge class, which if we literally translate it, lots of people that used to cycle to school, including me, used to have a little rack on the back of the bicycle. Installed on it where you could easily just put your bag, fasten it so that it doesn't fall off, so that you don't have to have your bag on your back for the entire 1 hour bike ride. Makes sense. It's more comfortable, you don't sweat as much on your back, and it's all good. But after a year or 2, 3, people stopped using them because apparently it was not cool anymore. I never stopped using them, and I got made fun of for that. Like, oh my god, imagine trying to be more comfortable. Apparently that's not cool, that's for young kids. It's for children. It's so weird. All I did was make sure I didn't have to bike with my bag on my back. It's so stupid. It is. Yes. Where can you find the oldest recorded tree in the world? And how tallest is, I believe, California's Hyperion. Oldest, isn't that some kind of weird yew tree or pine yew, or like olive tree or something like that? Where? I'm gonna say Japan. Old people, old trees. Is it racist? I don't know where it is. I have seen images of what I think is the oldest tree. It's a bristlecone pine in California. Ah, no, I didn't know that. We had this in my middle school where rollerbags started becoming a thing. Companies trying to solve this problem where 12-year-olds are expected to lug around 10 pounds of textbooks all day because they don't have enough time to go to the locker between classes and they need to take them all home for homework anyway. Yet having a rollerbag meant you got bullied. Yeah, it's so weird, isn't it? It just makes no sense. Did you also have a garbage bag to protect your school bag from rain? No, it was rainproof enough. I never covered it from any rain or anything and my stuff never got wet, so apparently it was good enough. No. This is to monochrome. Ah, that's better. What's the Dutch word for this bicycle rack? Fietsrekje. At least that's what I called it. See what happens when I Google it. Yeah, no, that works. I had exactly that one. And you put it right on the back of your bike. Like so. And then you can put your bag there, you can fasten it. And it won't fall off and you won't have to have it in your bag. Some people also had a thing on the front. Or even an entire crate. Can a person sit there? If you want a person to sit there, you shouldn't put one of these racks on. You should just have them on the... Whenever that on the back is called, I forgot the English word. Bagagedrager in Dutch. Because that's gonna be more comfortable. Still not really meant to do that. They're not really rated for people weight. Usually they're rated for maybe like 25-30 kilos. But a lot of people do it and usually it's okay. I also had an elastic spider to secure my bag. Oh yeah, no, I never had that. I just used the little thing that came with the rack. Food? No, that's not the food. Roast sausage. Yes, please. Give me your roast sausage. I never understood why they don't make the bagagedragers ready for people. Well, that would probably make the bike quite a bit more expensive, maybe heavier. There's downsides to every upside. How about a... Oh, we already have a miniatures, never mind. Ah, our miniatures looks pretty alright. How unpleasant is this park for the ears? That's not too bad. I mean, I'm used to this. I'm quite used to this. downsides there to drowning guests. Yeah, it kills your park rating. I mean, drowning one guest is fine. It subtracts 25. And if you're over... You know, we're over 1,000 anyway. So we don't even notice. We need to drown a couple of guests before we even notice it. So it's alright. And as you can see, it disappears quite quickly. We already have 7 of the 25 penalty that has disappeared. That's another 6 gone. Now, it does disappear at a linear rate. So if you drown 2 guests, it is going to take twice as long to disappear. If you go to the full minus 1,000, it takes half a year to disappear. Unless there's no money available, then it only takes 1 month. 4 times as fast. Why don't they just learn to swim? Because that was more complicated to code. I'm not joking, that's the actual reason given by Chris Sawyer. The reason I used a no entry sign here is that because I've added a second exit to this exit path, it's now no longer is classified as a dead end, which means that guests do have a much higher chance of randomly stumbling into it. In almost all cases, it's not that big of a deal since you can effectively get way or 99 park rating. What? Oh, safety penalty should be cumulative and permanent. Yes, well... You know, those things, there are a lot of things that you have an opinion about. I say you specifically because I think we've discussed these kind of things before, that I'm like, I kind of agree. I also don't want the game to change, so that would be great for like more difficult mode, realism, difficulty mode, whatever you want to call it. It's been talked about for years, and it's probably never going to happen. But maybe that's just cynic in me. But that would be something like that would be great for that. Campaign modifier. There are so many things I would love as a campaign modifier. Someone needs to finally implement that, but saying that doesn't really help because that's quite a lot of work. You can't just magic that into existence. And people have all this shit to do as well, and it's a passion project and la. Couldn't OpenRCT2 do that? I mean, yes. Easily, as in, there's nothing stopping OpenRCT2 from doing that. But not so easily, because it is a ton of work. So it's just gonna take, if anyone ever does, it's gonna be quite a lot of work, and it's quite hard. But there's nothing literally stopping it from happening. I mean, you say it's quite hard. Surely it isn't. At least... Because, hang on. Maybe I'm just seeing this wrong, but... For example... There is... Like, forbid landscape changes. That's a simple yes or no. Right? And if that's a yes, and you try to landscape the change, then it won't let you. That's just a simple global modifier. Surely it's not difficult to add more global modifiers. And in the bit of code where they affect it, it's just like, if global modifier, then this, if not, then that. Because that's what's happening here. Like, maybe I'm missing something. It's still quite a bit of work to do that well, and it will have to be discussed, so there's more that needs to happen. The only reason to pursue this is a larger framework that enables many things, not just one feature. Well, there you have the hobbyist coder versus the more professional coder. I don't know if you're actually a coder, but you're right. Because if I would do this, I would just do it for like one thing, and I'll figure it out if I want to have a more consistent framework later. But you're right that it's better to do that from the start. Yeah, the additional objective, that's been thought about for a long time. It would be great for extra replayability. But yeah, changing the code to make it do a few different things is not so difficult. I mean, I made a version where I have eternally bad luck. And that was a few hours of work, mostly just finding every instance of a random chance and making it always result in the bad luck outcome. The best custom designed rides, you know it, baby. My rides are custom designed specifically for you. See how well this goes. We got that bad queue times message. So? Doesn't really mean anything. There we go. That looks like a nice ride. Complaining guests. Yeah, but it doesn't lower their happiness. Unlike litter and vomit, stuff like that, where it actually lowers their happiness if they complain about it, queuing doesn't. Well, not directly anyway. But you still get the complaint, even if you put queue-line TVs all over the place. Yeah, that ain't gonna fit, baby. One final he of the licks. He licks, she licks, we all licks. Shorter trains equals more higher throughput. In this case, at least. Yep. La 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 do do do. Okay, what kind of fancy queue line covering can we provide here to our little guesties? Roman we've already done. Oh, how about some abstract nonsense? That'll totally not look garish. Yeah, it looks kind of nice already, actually. And then abstract here. And of course we need to match that. This kind of works. Yeah, that works alright. It's kind of the purple corner of the park. Which was not intentional, but it happened anyway. 714, 787. That's a Boeing. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. We got the fried chicken stall. What's wrong with my theme? It was wrong here. Hang on. I have problems with my theme again. One of the things here is wrong. And I don't know which. But there are some very weirdly colored arrows here. They're bright green, which they shouldn't be. They should be red. I don't know which color that is. Oh well, that explains. They should be green, black. Ah. Well, that was probably it. It's because they got corrupted by using some older versions of OpenRT2. That happens every now and then. Something maybe I should talk to Gymnasiast about that again, like last time. Anyway. Let's treeify this a bit, shall we? Undercharging for the mine train coaster. Well, they can have it while it's still undercharging. They should take advantage of it. And if they don't, they're idiots. I mean, they're idiots anyway. Early access discount, yes. Exactly. Okay, are we undercharging for anything else? Overcharging, I mean. Nope, seems to all be fine. And big majestic drops is the most profitable, of course it is. And this is the middle of it, which has some of it in view. Not most of it, no? And total profit is going to be extra moist penetration. Of course it is. It's always extra moist penetration, but we do love extra moist penetration. Time to fill out this square a bit more. With another log of flume. You are going to have a classical Roman theme, just like the other one. Did the other one have that? Yes. Because why not? That's my thing with log flumes in this park now. Whatever crap you do, you just can't get a bad log flume. Well, if you don't have a drop of at least 4 meters, you will get a stat penalty, which makes it less good. Doesn't make it bad, but does make it a little bit less good, you know. I really should stop building my log flumes like roller coasters. But it's so fun. There we go. We're gonna take a photo of all the wonderfully wet guests. I always try to build them like a real one. Little meandering section, big lift and big splashdown right at the end. They usually end up being pretty short. I mean, most log flumes are pretty short in real life, I believe. Maybe like 2-3 drops, not much more. I don't really like the randomized colors on the log flume. They never look alright. That. Yeah, this looks alright. Well, that does look nicer, doesn't it? We can't see from the other side, so don't need it there. A few statues. More ladies, as you guys wanted. Some more men as well. You know, for an incredibly long time, I didn't realize this was 2 cubes together. I thought, for some reason, it was this angle specifically, that it was just some kind of weird thick square with a cube on top. Not realizing that if you rotate it, yeah, it's still a square. And from this angle, of course, you can see definitely a cube. From this angle as well. But I never realized that. Somehow. I don't know why. Sure, I must have rotated it at some point in my life. Are we going to charge for the entrance? That's not help very much. Some tall grass, some stakes, stalks, giant beanstalk. What was that coming? James and the Giant Beanstalk? Or some other name, I don't know. I believe I've read it at some point, but I don't remember it. Well, if you don't like wasps, you're screwed. Jack and the Giant Beanstalk. There was, however, a book called James and the Giant Peach. Yeah, I've read that. I've definitely read James and the Giant Peach. There's probably also a version of that which is just fan fiction of an actual giant Princess Peach doing something with the main character called James. Different ground texture. Yeah, a little bit more white dirt. Yeah, that looks alright. What's the phrase? Don't give the internet ideas. I don't think I've given the internet this idea. I'm pretty sure they've already had it and made good use of it. Because I can't be the first one to think of that. Not to say I want it, because I don't, but surely, right? No one ever thought of Super Mario porn before. What have you done? I mean, we're talking about a very specific kind, right? Also, hello, Mom, if you're watching. Interesting discussion. She's probably not watching, but if you were, that would be interesting. I want a book called James and the Daisy Sandero. What, an erotic book called James and the Daisy Sandero? Or does it not have to be erotic? Okay, pagoda, so we use some teepees. That makes sense, right? Ah, they're all the same culture anyway. If it's not European, it's all the same. Let's throw in some Martian stuff as well. It's all the same, whether it's this planet or another planet. The safest park in the country. You sure about that? Are you goddamn sure about that? Goodbye. A bit of ground texturing. One thing this scenario does not have, or at least where I'm building does not have, is any kind of elevation change. It's all flat. I mean, I've dug a hole for a track every now and then, but other than that, it's all flat. It's all apartment. I'm starting to think that these park award judges keep having dementia and keep forgetting that you drown guests on purpose. I mean, everything in Roller Coaster Tycoon has dementia. Nothing's permanent. No, your entire park can implode. Or explode, whichever one you prefer. And a year later, everyone's forgotten. As I said previously, my first scenario, I plead inexperience with terrain tools. I mean, it's just as much on you as it is on me. Sorry, I'm being distracted by the wonderfully thick panda buds. Anyway, it's not because, I mean, you do have some elevation change, which is where the forest is. But I'm also not introducing any. It's not like that I'm doing a lot of elevation change, because I rarely do. Can you drown guests in the log flume? No. Unfortunately not. That would have been funny. Why did I just build this? It does stick out a lot, doesn't it? It's like very bright. Diabetes too. Well, if you try to eat it, you will definitely get diabetes. Will they just walk out? They just kind of fall through? Can I even drop them here? No. But, you know, if you do this with a bit of path, they just fall through. They just ignore rights and stuff when walking. See, it doesn't just kind of do anything. So yeah, they just kind of just walk out. I say they ignore rights. They can't walk through them, but if they fall in them, they can walk out. Hang on. Come here, you bastard. You can drown. Makes that look a little bit nicer. Funnel cake shop. For the longest time I thought it was selling actual like pies. That's not what it's selling. Because what is funnel cake again? I always forget. Oh yeah, that weird shit. For those who don't know, it's this. I've never seen that in real life. This one looks almost like macaroni. They're ugly oliebollen. I mean, then they probably taste pretty good, because oliebollen are pretty good. Well, except the one... There's one oliebollen shop. Not right now, obviously. Probably aren't new here, but near the Praxis here in Meppel. It's awful. Like last year, my mom and I both went to the Praxis, bought some stuff from my home, and bought an oliebol there, and they were joking around a bit, and you know, we were maybe like the best oliebol is. Well, they were like, well, at least they're the warmest. Yeah, they were pretty warm, that was alright, but they just weren't cooked well enough. Like, they seemed a bit raw in the middle. We still ate them, which was a bit stupid. My mom even felt a bit sick the next day. They were just terrible. So if you're ever near the Praxis, and you see in Meppel, and you see an oliebol shop, don't buy an oliebol there. Did they cook them in water? I don't know. I'm not an expert on making oliebollen. Well, it's not that difficult, but didn't see them do it. My mom always makes her own every year. And they are always the best I've ever had. And that's seriously, that's, you know, of course they're the best I've ever had because they're my mom, but no, they are genuinely much better than the generic store-bought ones. The generic store-bought ones are always incredibly round, incredibly boring, incredibly even. But she just takes 2 spoons, takes a lump of dough, dumps it in the oil, which means it's going to be all kind of weird shapes. You know, roughly round, but kind of weird shapes, weird pointy out bits. And they're always amazingly good. Go to the Gamma for Audible or the Karwei. I mean, the Gamma, we got Lumpias at one point. They were good. The Karwei is... Do we have a Karwei here? I don't think... Do we? If we do, then it's right next to it. Next to the boxes. But, I mean, it's not... It doesn't belong to the store. It was just a mobile stand that was outside of it. Duckify the park. Hells to the years. I think we reached the maximum again. Yes, we have. Okay, how about the graveyard? Where's my... There we go. If you wish, I can bury you here right now. Spooky tree. There we go, not at all scary. I want to count of how many guests were drowned this and previous stream. I don't, and the game doesn't really keep track of it. I could look through the streaming logs of how many times that reward was done, but I do drown quite a lot of guests on my own as well, so that's not going to be very accurate. Okay, well, we can start paying back a little bit of loan. It's gonna save a tiny bit of money. Just a suggestion for the graveyard. Well, there's definitely not enough gravestones there, but I believe I have some somewhere else. I don't really know where. We can add a little graveyard here as well. There we go. The Mad Hatter stall. Ah, we got the hat stall. Did you know that guests need to ride at least 3 rides before they're able to buy a hat? Not just hats, by the way, that goes for any souvenir that's not a map or an umbrella in the rain. We only have 34 rides. It feels like more. I mean, this square feels quite dense. Maybe the earlier ones are not so dense. Yeah, this one does only have 4 rides, which is not that many. What map is this? Custom one called Carriglow Valley. Or Carriglow Valley. Well, the mechanics are still doing their jobs with ease. It's good, we got no entertainers, we don't need them bastards. We have quite a few handymen, but that's still going well. Park rating hasn't budged in a long time. Bit empty near that entrance. Yes, same goes for the entrance on the other side. Do 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 do. There it is. In an earlier version of this map, I built a park that went up to OpenRCT2's 1000 ride limit, of which 165 were actual rides. How many stalls did you build? You have only 165 rides, that means 835 stalls, which is, forgive me for my French, ridicule. What do you do with all those stalls? You got one of every color of every stall or something. Oh no, we're losing guests. It's because the ads are finished. It was a vast sprawling park that covered the entire map, needed lots of food stalls and toilets to serve as guest needs, plus cash machines. I mean, even in my limit park, how big is, hang on, how big is this park? This one, yeah, 255 by 255, which is a bit bigger than my limit park, which ended up being like 220 by 220, but I still only had like 250 stalls to serve 57,000 guests, although the amount of guests doesn't really matter because they can do infinite density anyway. Park with the best roller coasters, you know it. Pretty sure we can pull off this very long turn, right? Because this is the longest train in the game, apart from some other variants of the same ride. Yeah, that works. Hey, Iggy Maid, welcome! And everyone else in your party, how art thou doing? Support your friends is a maid raid. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are today playing a very big scenario in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Goal is to get 2 million park value, which is quite a lot, and we're not going to get there today. But we're expanding the park. We're building some fun rides. We kind of built this little square today. I'll put it back at normal speed. And yeah, a little mine train coaster kind of stuff. Some scenery, whatever. I always play Roller Coaster Tycoon, so if you want to see more of this game, do feel free to stick around. There aren't many people who always stream this game, but I do. Big fan of your RCT videos. Caught your life, so I figured I'd throw everyone at you. Well, thank you. What were you doing? Oh, I thought that would fit, but not quite. I was playing old school RuneScape after finishing a point and click adventure called Locomotive. I have never heard of Locomotive, and I have never played RuneScape. I have a friend who played a lot of RuneScape, so... I mean, I know it's very popular anyway. Sounds fun. Look up Mr. Bones' Wild Ride. Someone made a ride that takes years to end in Roller Coaster Tycoon years ago. I forgot who. Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue. There was someone who made like a ride that took more than 100 years to complete. Some other long rides as well. I forgot who that was. Meatball soup. Did I get meatball soup? Huh. Ground guest 415. Oh yeah, that's the thing we do here. Well, we can't do that because 415 is long gone. We ran out of cash probably, or maybe... I think we started at like 1,000 anyway. But people can redeem Drown a Guest here. I'm going to do 5,415 for you, general reaction. Ground guest 3,000 then. Were they in the park? Nope, nope, nope. Definitely not. Many are born on this ride and you will leave this earth of old age on this ride. Is that a quote from Mr. Bones? I don't think I said that, did I? 5,415 it is then. I hope they're still in the park. Yes, they are. Comments in the video. Which video? I have made technically 6 longest roller coasters. Or is it on the Mr. Bones Wild Ride video? Or another one, Kairos maybe. There's many, so if you just say on the longest ride, I don't know. Name your highest nausea ride, the Barfalot coaster. If I finish this one, it will probably be this one. But let's see. Yeah, this will definitely have more than the 6.38 from Blind Penetration. So I'll finish this one. The OG video. I don't think Mr. Bones was ever a video. Like, someone may have made a video about it because the save file was provided so you could do that. But the original Mr. Bones thing was a 4chan post. Alright, have a nice dinner, Iggy mate. And thanks again for the raid. Okay, that turn might not be such a good idea. I'm gonna have to track the speed of this one. See how fast it still goes there. No, yeah, that's too fast. God, the speed this thing has throughout this ride is truly nauseating. This is not a nice ride. I don't envy my guests. Let's see if I can find... Yeah. I'd rather keep building. I've never seen a Mr. Bones video. Look at this thing struggling. Poor fella. Okay, I'm gonna guess this has like 7.5, maybe even 8 nausea. Let's see. In reality, this would be so painful. It's way too fast paced. Going through all these turns with 60, 70k an hour, 80 even, it's not pleasant. Name of the tombstone. Well, someone already... 9 nausea! 9.07, my god. Someone already redeemed the name and ride award for this. The Barfalot coaster. It's funny, you said your highest nauseating ride and then you named it the Barfalot coaster. If I had a roto drop, that would have been the highest nauseating probably. Not a coaster. But damn, 9 nausea. I mean, it does have a lot of helixes, which do give a lot of nausea on this ride. I didn't expect it to be this high though. This is gonna be a puke factory. So, we put the first 8 stall opposite the exit, so the guests have a good chance of bumping into it. Wait, yeah, people just start singing after they get off it. That color scheme will make you barf. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, that's kind of lovely. The Grim Reaper awaits at the end of the ride, more like the Grim Puker. Guests still go on it, but only guests that have at least an average nausea tolerance. Even low does not go on it, because low is 0 to 6, extended to 8.55, but never 9. Guests are probably, on average, yeah, they're quite happy, so the 8.55 is not completely unreasonable. But this has more than 8.55, so yeah. But even average fellas are gonna have trouble with this. Well, let's just see. They're reasonably hungry, so that speaks to their... that helps them. They're quite happy, which also helps them. Okay, you're not hungry yet. No, you're very hungry. That helps you more. You have a high nausea tolerance. That helps you even more. Let's see how nauseous they get. Okay, 598 really doesn't get a lot of nausea. And these two didn't get too much either. An average or high nausea tolerance is really, it does do a lot. I mean, we can just quickly get out the calculator, because I've got the calculator for this. That's not here. So, nausea rating of 9.07. Where's that? So, we've got a nausea rating of 9.07. Happiness target, let's make them quite happy. So, 220 out of 255. And they were about halfway hungry, one of them. Average... That means they only get 56 nausea. It's the bottom one you need to look at. Yeah, that's not too bad. If you have high nausea tolerance and you have maximum hunger and lowest happiness, okay, then you do get a lot of nausea, but 176 out of 255. But if you are at least, you know, quite happy, let's say 180, you only get 66. And if you're not super hungry, let's, you know, we'll put this halfway again. Yeah, then you only get 33. So a high nausea tolerance, when you compare it to a non, which will get 268, that's 8 times as much. So that's a very, very big difference. Somewhere here are all my values for my nausea video where I did all the nausea tests. There's more stuff here from something else, and here's the graph. Half all that stuff saved. There is a pukey there. I do appreciate the detail in the puke of having 3 orange, differently shaded as well, specks and 1 green speck in there. Whatever that may be. You know, you can actually see the contents of their stomachs. Sub sandwich stall. We have a ton of stalls now. By the way, the reason I've been playing at ×2 speed for a bit, just to get through these stalls quicker. No, I already got a roast sausage. I want to give someone my monton soup. It won't be long now, yeah. I mean, there can't be that many shops and stalls left. There's a limit at some point. Then I can finally research some new rides, although I haven't built all roller coasters yet. We're 2,600 guests now. It's gonna be, once we get the cash machines, I'll spam them everywhere. That number is gonna go up. And so is this number. Yeah, this thing is 4 years old now. Might as well renew it. So on this thing. Didn't we just get a red message? Nah, just queue line complaints. This thing is too expensive now, so let's renew it. Oh yeah, because we got the second locked room. That makes sense. Is this good? Yeah, that seems to be good. Yes. That one's good. This one can use a refurbishment, you know, just a bit ahead of time. Also reduces breakdowns, which is useful. Oh, that campaign's finished. Loan is still at over 2 million, but once we get the cash machines, that's gonna disappear rather quickly. Okay, what are the oldest rides in the park? Agate? Okay, you know what, let's just refurbish all of them. Even if it doesn't change how much we're gonna charge for them, it's still nice to have like fewer breakdowns and stuff. The mini suspended coaster is going to be a nice one to refurbish. It's a mini so it's not going to be doing that well on throughput, but still better than flat, right? I mean, 720, yeah, that's not a lot. Sunglasses stall now. These one do like a refurbishment. Damn, 18,000 for a refurbishment. That's a lot. But that does give us a bit of wiggling room. Which is nice, which is very, very nice. Oh, this thing is broken down. That's not so nice. Okay, it's being fixed. Good. Gonna hire some more mechanics so that they are kind of more all over the place. So they can be at the right quicker. And so we're soon gonna get the cash machine, which is gonna get us loads of money, which means we can afford it. I've grown quite fond of the Ferris wheel in the past few years, because it just fits so nicely in lots of spaces, and it's also just incredibly quintessential roller coaster tycoon. You know, there are a few of those flat rides that just scream, "Hello, I'm Roller Coaster Tycoon," and the Ferris wheel is one of them. I think the Ferris wheel, spiral slide, and merry-go-round, that trio is just incredible. They're bright, they're vibrant, they're very iconic, and they're just wonderful. The spiral slide is probably my favorite gentle ride. In my opinion, it's not a proper RCT scenario if those three rides aren't available. Feels like that, doesn't it? They are so basic that it really does feel like that. And the Ferris wheels, of course, you can do that thing where you build a hill with two of them side by side on top of them, which works wonderfully well. You can make a pride wheel. Let's make a pride wheel, shall we? Haven't done that in a while. How many shall we do? At least 6, of course, because it's a pride wheel. Let's see how many we can get away with. I think that there's gonna be 7. We'll put a pink on the end of it. I like that. And we'll do a path around like so. Cash machine! Are we through all the stalls now? Yes. Didn't take that long. Like, your predictions of how long it was gonna take were more pessimistic than it actually took, Twaddle. Do you mind if I call you Twaddle? Loads of these. How many is that? 20. 21. Okay, how many users are they getting? Already quite a bit. I'll give you a slight spoiler. Had you not focused on shops and stalls, the cash machine would have been the very last item in the inventions list. Well, that's why I focused on it. Okay, so how many users is it? Like 200 in total? More already, 250. 250 times 50 is 12,500 bucks already has been gotten out of it. That's only the start. I mean, this is, you know, it's slowly been increasing, 21, 21, 24, 26. It's going to be increasing faster now because guests are staying around. Because look, we got 3,000 guests in the park basically. 8,800 have entered, and most of them have left because they're broke. Okay, back to the Pride Wheel. We haven't done making this gay yet. We haven't done making this gay yet. Good English. No. Oh, crud. I'll just use some fences. Wait, 3 and 4. Oh, we already had to. I was like, did I place these in the wrong order? But no. Just that we start on 3. May have mentioned it before, but a beer stand that would increase guest nausea, thus their happiness would be kind of a neat mod. You can code it into your own kind of game. Distributing that is more tricky. But into your own game, coding a new item doesn't seem to be too difficult. You can make it do anything. Yellow. You know, you can also make a nitroglycerin stall which makes the guests explode if they drink it. And pink. There we go, there's our Pride Wheel. Looking good as ever. I do want to build an actual path here to, not to have it like being like an inset. I want to make it be an actual path. I just need to like that. Suddenly it's very crowded here. Are they all heading for this ride? You know, how many people are heading for the big ride? Yeah, 100 people are heading for big majestic drops. That's a lot of people. Yeah, the 100 minimum is quite a bit, which does help a lot. But I still want cash machines. I mean, you can already see it. Suddenly we gain guests a lot quicker. I have a lot of ideas for videos, and one of them is a massive rant about how terrible the expansions, the Wee TT expansions are, Wreck the World's Time Twister. Because they are terrible. There's so much wrong with them. It's not a video that's going to be out anytime soon, I haven't properly started it, but there's so many fun video ideas. Another one that I have, that I thought of recently, is, are benches good? Because I'm not sure if they are. That will require a bunch of tests and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a fun one. But also that's not something I've started working on yet. The funniest thing about all of that is like, what does it matter whether benches are good? Who gives a crap? But that's not the point. The point is just that they're fun videos. Ah yes, white, my favorite grey, my favorite shade of grey, white. These two are totally the same color. It's ridiculous. Let's make it entirely white. Is there anything that's too expensive? Should go to... Where's my customers on the right? Oh, that's just status. Why doesn't it sort? It should go customers an hour. Okay, we got actually two that are too expensive. They're not even that old. They're just spiral slides. They're just bad. Oop. Ad campaigns are finished. Alright. What's the last thing we researched? Last thing was, I think, the Dogums. No, compact inverted coaster. Before there it was the Dogums. Let's build a compact inverted coaster, shall we? Well, yeah, initial gas wealth is determined by the scenario settings, but if the cash machine is available, then they always have an infinite amount of wealth. You just get 50 every time they go there, and that never stops. Which is a bit ridiculous. To me, it sometimes feels like the guests are just leaving their life, you know, husband and wife behind, just to spend an eternity in my theme park, which I wholly applaud. You know, I'm all for some family drama caused by something I created. I don't think they're doing it to cheat or anything. I think they just want some peace and quiet. Or they're just insane. Can I get back from here? I go that now, now. Right. That's not gonna work. Oh, I'm in a different position than I thought. Well, this compact coaster I can't penetrate, but it can. I just choose not to. The inverted coaster can definitely penetrate. It's not quite as good as penetrating as some other coaster type, but it can. I have a feeling I might be pushing this a bit past its limits, but that's something we'll have to find out in the edit. What did I put on it? 6 inversions? Feels a bit much. Might be a little bit over 10 intensity. Would it make that hill? That's something we'll also find out in the edit. You can't build a good coaster without taking some risk, can you? Ooh, that's a nice speed you got there. Oh, I did well. 9.22 intensity with 6 inversions on this bastard of a ride. Well, I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. .61 nausea though. This too is going to become a factory de Puco. Puco, not poo. I mean maybe 2, who knows. Hey, we got 4.20 positive G's. Yeah, blaze it, baby. And we got 6, 7 inversions and drops. 6.7 excitement. This is the memeiest coaster in the world. I don't quite see a 6.9 though. I mean 6.9 excitement intensity, but that's forcing it a little bit. Ooh, the double deck carousel. I like that. Yeah, how about we put that opposite the normal carousel? Make it by organ style 2, just to clash the music a bit. Make my ears bleed. Make it piratey, there we go, now it's piratey. I'm very happy with the way this coaster turned out. It looks brilliant from this angle. Oh, not purple. How about white? White's boring. Yellow! Does a double deck carousel hit twice as many as a normal carousel? Pretty sure it does. Yeah, 32. 16. It's also got higher stats. Which I didn't know. But yeah, it's a little bit higher. It's not really any kind of significance to it, but higher is higher. Okay, increase the price. 12 bucks. Okay, we're probably gonna make over 30,000 in June for the first time. Which is nice. Yeah, we only have 36. Look at this. Here is where we built the cash machines, then it's gone. What if you make the double deck carousel play the second fairground organ style music? I did that. That's what it's doing. Where's my favorite wall type? There it is. Next to my favorite roof type. Now we have a toddler roof. You don't want to fall on this roof, that's gonna be pointy. But other than that, it looks quite neat. This park is definitely missing a hardline coaster, but we do not have it available, my lord, so that's not gonna happen. At least not right now. Maybe we will research it, who knows. I don't think we have one of these yet, do we? No, we have a wooden one, but a distinctly different ride type. That's gonna collide. Yes, it is. Alright. Whee! Gotta keep a bit careful with how fast it goes through them turns. Because you don't want lateral G's on your ass. Yeah, no, that's too fast. I mean, on your ass, lateral G's probably be fine. Other body parts, maybe not so much. Hello, Composer Dubs, welcome. How I... yeah... I mean, we can just see whether it makes it or not. We got the ghost on. That's what it's for. It does make it. That's nice. Okay, how fast is it still going in that turn? That's important to me. Okay, not too fast. Cool looking park, thank you. Okay, should we be below 45 there? Surely, right? Well, there's one way to find out. Yes, it's only 35. Plenty low speed. And duddly 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 doom, that's a ride completed. Damn, look at the full queue line for the compact invert. Mine train coaster, I mean. That's a popular ride. It does help that we are getting new guests fantastically fast. I don't want to make it just blue because that's a default color. It is bad, it is not the default color, I believe. Yeah, we made 31,000 in June. That's good profits. Okay, that wanted 0, of course, because it's new. This one's doing not so well, and they have 66 guests. Yeah, it's getting there. People are slowly warming up towards it. It's just incredibly nauseous, because again, only people with average or high nausea tolerance can go on it. How many rides do we have now? At some point we have 34? 49 now, nearly 50. Again, it feels like more to me than 50, but... I mean, there is 28 stalls and 37 facilities, so that's 65 in total. More than half is shops and stalls and facilities and bullshit. That's quite a lot. We just got a double-deck cabin for observation tower. Well, you know what I'm gonna do then? I'm gonna build a double-deck cabin observation tower. Is it possible to design a ride so nauseous that even guests with a high tolerance think just looking at it makes me sick? Yes, no guest will ever go on a ride with more than 12.55 nausea unless it rains. Hey, that's a crash. I don't mind. So if it rains and it's sheltered, they will just ignore nausea and density. But outside of that, it's 12.55. You know, high nausea rating, up to 10 nausea. Happiness extension 12.55, and that's all good. Did this just not make it? Or... No, it made it. I think they just called up to an empty car, so we're gonna make it wait for full load. Despite the fact that it just crashed and killed people, people are gonna go on it. Because if they are happy enough, they will just ignore a ride crash. So... yeah, they're not incredibly intelligent. Their happiness kind of works at the same effect as horniness has as long as real humans. It makes us not think straight. And their happiness makes them not think straight. Right. Yeah, I think they're done with crashing. The observation tower still using the standard design. Oh, thank you. I was distracted by the crash. The park rating. Yes, I'm gonna do so hot for a while, but I don't think that's a problem. Because, let's see, how much is this? Yeah, we're over the soft gas cap anyway, so our natural gas generation was very low. Lots of people just died and they're like, well, let's go on it again. Why not? Yeah, sure. They'll probably be safe now. It didn't change. It'll probably be safe. Sure. Probably. It looks safe to me. No one's died on it so far since we restarted it. And that's been a whole like 2 minutes without a death. It's pretty good going, if you ask me. Park rating will recover soon enough. How did that even crash? I think it's just that a full train caught up to an empty train. And that's a thing that happens sometimes. That's why I made it wait for full load. But yeah, the park rating didn't like that very much. Still stayed above 600, yeah? Or at least as registered on this graph. Look at it. We got minus 495 from the casualty penalty. Which is quite significant. Minus 488. It's gonna take about 2 months for this to disappear. And then we'll never have any trouble with it again. This is completely ridiculous. 6-7, yes, 6-7. Millions dead. Oh, I wish. That would be the dream. I can put something in the middle here. How about little thingy-majing, little stone, little thingy, little fountain, fence, bum 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 bum, and duddly 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 da. Yeah, you put some trees here. That all works out just fine. Don't forget the cash machine. And the piss room. If you do it well, you have certain skills. The toilet is also a place you can earn cash. 33,000 in July. Ooh, ad campaigns are finished. I've always wondered, how does the spiral slide even break down? Yeah, it can. Whatever breaks down, maybe a step in the stairs to the top. It can only get a safety cutout. Safety cutout is kind of an automatic failure. I mean, there's a traffic light at the top which determines when you can go. So maybe that is broken. And now it's dangerous. Or something, I don't know. I don't run this park. I merely build it and kill people. Which, to be honest, is the best part of the job. This dark blue and white is such a gorgeous combo. It just works. Not the ornamental tree. I'll build a few more for you. There you go. Ground guest 5564. What do you have against Mrs. 5564? You're lucky she's still around. She's unlucky she won't be around for much longer. Well, she is on pirate ship, which is broken down. Goodbye, 5564. That was quick. Oh, we still had speed up. I was like, that was quick. But yeah, no, the speed up made her die sooner. Well, the sooner the better. How did you feel about Pell World when it came out? I did not feel about Pell World. I don't even know what it is. I've heard the name and that's it. Oh, hang on. Wasn't that the thing that was sued by Pokemon for being too Pokemon-y? You know, intellectual property theft and whatnot. Yes, okay, well. Then I don't know. I have no feelings. Background 2. Wait, oops. Background 1 is too expensive, apparently. We'll make it 50 cents. Which is another artist I never listened to. I'll lower the price of the circus in advance so that I have to bother with that later. Hey, the Enterprise, that's a new right time. We're really not placed anywhere on the ground here. Damn. Oh, we can place it here still, though, in this square. God, this green and red combos ago. That's better. $4,400 guests now. It is really climbing quickly. Made 37,000 in August. We might just hit 40,000 in September. And then it's gone up remarkably quickly. You know, 26, 27, that was kind of the max we hit. And then 27, 31, 33, 37, 40-ish. Maybe just below 40. We'll have to wait and see. But it's remarkable what a couple of cash machines can do for your income, isn't it? Absolutely remarkable. Okay, I want some flat rides in here. Because right now, how about the long maze? How about, actually, that, just a super long labyrinth. Your guests, now it's infinite Metal Dragon. They can visit the cash machine an infinite amount of times. That doesn't look healthy. Oh, it's been fixed. Okay, I can't quite put that there because then it's gonna be immediately accessible. What determines how much money a guest will take out of a cash machine? Nothing, it's always 50. This is the best ride in the park, baby. Absolute best maze ever. I wish IRL ATMs worked that way. Yeah, just get infinite amount of money. I mean, as long as you have money on your bank account, surely that will work. I don't know, is there a limit on how much you can get per day? There probably is, right? I've never really used cash machines much, so I wouldn't know. I just thought of something. With the option to add custom music to RCT with the control filler, you have a nightcore machine. Yeah, I did that once. With the merry-go-round music. There's a merry-go-round breaks down, but a control failure, but it keeps getting faster. There's a video on my channel. And if I remember correctly, I did actually feed the sped up music back into it. To get it even spedder upper. What is my current custom? Do I even have any current custom music? Okay, Maze apparently is stupid and can't do music. No, I don't have a custom style at the moment. Most banks have a limit, but the machines can technically just run out of physical money. Yeah, that makes sense. There does need to be actually money in it. But who uses an ATM anymore these days? I used one like 2 years ago to get, I think, 150 or so money from the wall, just so that I had some on me in case I needed it, and I've needed it like once since then because it was convenient at the time or something. Maybe in Germany and couldn't play with, couldn't pin or something, I don't know. We got absolutely blue balls today. Hehe. Ooh, we're gonna get the loan under 2 million. Okay, September turned out to be 38,000, not quite the 40 we'd hoped for. Because any right is now old enough? No, it's nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with the right being too old now. And not being worth enough anymore. Name a relish of choice. Name the compact coaster chocolate bar. Also, for a second, like, why though? It's not brown, but I forgot the toddler roof that I put on it. Hello, Dunkins. Welcome. Okay, it's time for trees. And bushes. Oh yeah, that looks alright. Just a few trees. Make the ground look a bit nicer as well. That tree spamming tool is absolutely brilliant. Let's look at how easily you can make a decent looking forest. If you want to make something look very good, you're gonna have to do it manually, but if you want to make something decent, it's pretty good. The other day I learned that even tiny reeds can obstruct a boat hire craft. Oh, I can do you one better. Oh, wonderful dissonance. Let's make it something more interesting. Swans! Okay, hang on. We'll put this there. They're stuck. We can make this worse. Cause we got this, you know. Because the fence is on that tile, so it blocks it. This is completely ridiculous. Duckified Park, good point. I wonder how many ducks we're gonna get here. It is big enough. Do drowning guests block boats? No, only rides, scenery, and paths. It's just stupid. Okay, now we got another one. What's that gonna? It's just completely stuck. Oh, can I read escape now? Maybe from at least the station. Best gentle ride, you know it, baby. We go gentle, we go hard, but more importantly, it's all the best. More, yeah, well, it might take a little bit. And eventually... Oh, this one hasn't properly departed yet, so the next one can't load. Oh, now it can. Now it can. You don't have to wait 10 seconds. It was the best boat hire I've ever built. By far. Oh, they've glitched into that tile now. Where they are, of course, also stuck. Oh, that one's glitched through it. He's made it. Boat number 5 has made it. Nice. Abusing glitches to get around my traps, I see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure red and white here are completely fucked. I don't think you're ever gonna get out of that. But I do wonder what happens when boat hire 5 returns and it goes again. Eventually I'll get tired of it. Yeah, there we go. Oh, Red tried to return to that tile. Apparently they can do that. Okay, yeah, I think they might be properly stuck now. They're just rearranging themselves every now and then. Oop, oop, campaigns. 5,000 guests, baby. Things are going well. Oh, there are quite a few older rides. Let's renew them. You and your stupid error messages. Oh yeah, maze. You can't refurbish a maze. That one's always gonna be old. Unfortunately. God, I hate it so much when I'm about to refurbish a ride. And then it just is broken down, so I can't... Another one that I can't double close and force the guests off. Like, how big is the chance that two of them are broken down and I can't force the guests off them? Which means you can't refurbish it. Things like that are way more annoying to me than they should be. "30-minute inspections times." Wait, are we getting... Why the fuck does that keep resetting? There's something wrong with OpenRST2, I swear. Because it shouldn't keep resetting to 30 minutes. Like, that should only happen if I go back to an extremely old version that can't handle... You know, it's this option that's resetting default inspection interval. That shouldn't happen. Should it? Or did that always happen? I don't remember my inspection interval ever dropping to 10 minutes. Wait, did I actually change it? Yes. Unless I went back to like 0.0.5 or something. Not to 0.3.5. Like, this setting has been in the game for a very, very long time. Whoops, that locked room. Still. That's why the mechanics had such an easy time keeping up. That makes sense now. Ones just haven't been inspected yet. That's a maze. Doesn't need inspecting anyway. That doesn't make sense why they were breaking down more frequently. Suddenly you all have more to do. It doesn't seem like it there. Circus to 10 minutes. All of them to 10 minutes. Okay, some of these just aren't getting inspected. think we got pretty much all of them now. Let's see what happens to the inspection times. We fast forward a bit. Okay, Barvalot Coast is clearly still a 30-minute one. There's rule 7. Yeah, I got a few more. Well, then the frequent refurbishing does help more if they don't otherwise get inspected a lot. There we go. I think Ops Tower 2 is the final one now. Anyone else going? No, no other is going over 10 minutes. Oh, extra moist penetration is. Oh, that one's just late. Oh, there we go, it's just got inspected. Yay, 40,000 in May. Neat. And we are going below 2 million loan, and we now below 1.9 million even. Now we pay a very nice 6,400 in staff wages. It's a very round number. And the guest in park just keeps increasing. And yeah, I believe these are permanently stuck. Yeah, it's only 4 customers. So have fun with that. It's not a very good ride, but it is a fun ride. Okay, what's... Oh, we got the Flower Power ride, which might fit somewhere here, because it's a very low ride. I mean, yeah, there, but that's not particularly useful. It fits there. There we go. Duddly 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 duck. God, we are making money so fast now. And now we don't need plugins. We're doing this all manually. Plugins would have made this even faster. Specifically, of course, the price manager plugin. Okay, mechanics have a lot more work to do now, but they still do seem to be keeping up. Guests are happy. Yeah, we got a ton of extra guests in the park. Because we had 3,000 in the park and 8,800 have left. Since then we have gotten 2,700 new, of which only 400 have left. Sorry, 3,000 and 5,800 had left. Basically now 3,000 and 8,800 admissions. We now have 2,700 more admissions, but only 2,700 more guests in the park, but only 100 more admissions. So since we got cash machines, few guests have left the park. Which is of course exactly what we expected, but it's nice to actually see it happen as well. How much is handyman number 1 done? Only 122 litters swept. Oh yeah, we fire them occasionally. Did we ever get any ducks in this pond? Yes, we did. I had the screen on this pond for a very long time, but I never paid any attention to whether we actually got ducks in it. But quite a few, actually. Still a lot more here. The rest of the 3,200 ducks are faffing about in this in the massive river area. Is this a lake? Or is this just a wide bit of a river? What do you guys think? How does that work? You know, I don't often build a park this weirdly shaped. Because these 3 entrances, so the 2 on the side, are very far apart. So it's a very elongated park, which is something I usually do. You say river, just wide bit of river. I think it's almost a lake. I would still say river, but it's almost a lake. It's a river aneurysm. Or the river just got fat. Like ate a bit too much and got a beer belly. Or something like that. Ooh, June is gonna be... looks to be a fantastic month for making tons of money. Hang on, let's see how much we make in June. 40k already, we're gonna hit 45, I think we will. Nah, but 44.1, that's still a lot of money. I'm very happy with that. So, that's gonna be it for this stream. I want to thank you all very much for watching. And we're gonna continue this park next live stream, of course. But we're not even close to having paid the loan back. And the 2 million park value, we're on 700,000. We're getting there, we're getting there. Refurbishing does help. So let's see. I'm searching Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 for someone to raid. No one who is listing... Oh, actually, is Virus is actually playing Rollercoaster Tycoon. That's in German. You guys don't sprechen Deutsch, do you? Well, no one interesting is online to raid. So I'll just say thank you for the stream. And we'll end it here. I'll see you all again on Sunday. Bye bye!